Daddy, she is telling her that your name is on that check, but it's for Ashanti. I'm making my public declaration.
They will be sure you got that. Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown. The next part of our program is for some community service awards. And again, we recognize all of the hard work that the leaders of the Rotary Club did to make it so successful. And two ladies that we remember so distinctly as being Rotary and the Rotary Day Rotary Fair was Miss Kathleen Sloan and Miss Clarissa McDaniel. So we have awards for the community service awards to present to their families. Unfortunately, Ms. Sloan's family called yesterday and were unable to make it, so we will give that to them at a later time. But for Ms. Clarissa McDaniel's family, who is here, we would like to present this award. And Ms. Clarissa Maxwell McDaniel, who we loved and called Mrs. Mack, was born in Stedman, North Carolina, to the late Oscar and Alice Maxwell. She retired as postmaster at Garland after 45 years of service. During World War II, she taught algebra at Garland High School. She was an active member of the Garland United Methodist Church for over 60 years and a member of the Garland Rotary Club, and was very, very involved in all of the Rotary fairs, having been honored as a Grand Marshal. Of course, we all remember Mr. John McDaniel, and again with us today as we celebrate the importance of Ms. McDaniel's contribution. Again, Alice, would you please stand again? And Austin, our husband, grandson Jim Thomas, and his wife Veronica, their children Jacob, Abby, and Haley, granddaughter Michelle, and Michelle's children Tyler, Hannah, and Devin, granddaughter Amy Miller, and is your husband Josh with you? Josh, yes. And the youngest of the bunch is Harmony. Where's little Harmony? Harmony is the youngest, and she's 3, I believe. So we are very pleased that, and her sister, Miss Emma, if you would please stand, and Emma Deneen, and Mr. Jeff Maxwell. Let's give them all a hand again. Today and are part of the program. Tyler led us to prayer and Jacob passed out prayer. And if you notice, we have a picture of Mrs. Mack and Mr. John sitting here at the table. And Ms. Brown, if you hold up the younger picture, it's gorgeous. The Town of Garland Instant Step Community Service Award presented to Ms. Clarissa Maxwell McDaniel, posthumously, in recognition of her passionate, committed, and energetic contributions to enhance the health, well-being, and legacy of the Garland community. Presented this 7th day of November, 2015. Thank you again for Allison. And before Miss Alice, before Miss Clarissa died, we were able to recognize her at one of the board meetings, and also she was our very first Christmas tree lighter, she and Miss B. Brown. So Alice made sure that she got here to those 2 events.
I think you already said most of what I was going to say. Give me a little piece there. But just wanted to make sure that you knew that my mom loved Garland and its people. She basically, I guess because she was the postmaster for so many years, she practically knew everyone in town and considered all of them her friends. I believe you might have said that, mentioned that she was born in Stedman, and she finished high school there, but she moved to Garland, I believe, pretty soon afterwards. And she met my daddy, I think she said she met him at the Baptist church. And they dated a little while and got married in 1942. I don't think you mentioned that she went to Pineland College over in Saleburg. And that's where she got her, well, she always loved math, but she also, as you already mentioned, taught algebra at Garland in World War II. After that, she actually tutored a lot of kids in algebra, and I think most people had a lot of trouble with those word problems, and she really enjoyed helping them figure those out. She enjoyed talking with people in the post office as they came in to pick up their mail, or I saw a lot of people buy money orders back then. And she rode the routes to make sure that all of the mailboxes looked good, and if they didn't, she would volunteer to paint their name and put their address on there. She was a faithful member of Garland Methodist Church. She was a Sunday school teacher there for many years. When I was young, they had a lot of young people in the church then. And she wanted to make sure that church stayed open, even though the attendance kind of dwindled in the past few years. And then, of course, the Rotary Club, I remember her. And come September, you didn't bother her for anything else. She was painting those, I guess it was sponsor signs, and selling those Rotary tickets at the raffle. And I think she sat right here on this corner or somewhere. Whenever the shirt factory got their payday, she was especially active that day. So, anyway, she worked really hard, and on the day of the fair, I know sometimes she was pretty much almost exhausted. But it was worth it to her because she wanted the people of Garland to have a fun day. So thank you very much for honoring my mother today.
Hot dog or pizza at Garland Pizza, and someone said, why don't we bring out the wheel to sell the tickets where she sold tickets. So that's why we have that here today. We don't have the energy that she had to do that yet, but we have that in memory of her and in honor of her. Miss Billy, would you like to say anything about Miss Clarissa?
Wanted to go around her. You gave her $1. I thought you could hear me. But I have many fond memories of her. I have several connections with the post office. My husband was a mail carrier. And Clarissa, you got your mail on Sunday, you got it on Monday, you got it whenever the mail came in. And like you said, she knew everybody. We got one addressed to the dog at that time, I think was Hero. No question, it went in our mailbox. It just said Hero, Garland, North Carolina. And she was, when we had the garden club here, Clarissa put a big tank on the back of her truck, and we planted flowers. She watered it for at least a year. And I don't know what her water bill was, but it was big, I can promise you. I had a leak recently, and I can tell you, a gallon of water is expensive. But she did so many things. She never forgot anyone. And I'm very thankful for having known her.
Individual and wonderful stories, and she stayed very active with the schools as long as they were in Garland, helping them paint the bulldog on the gym floor, working with the softball team. So her contributions to Garland will never ever be forgotten, and we want to make sure that everyone realizes that and respects Miss Clarissa forever and ever, and her husband John, because he was always there with her as well. Before we go into our Unity song, I would like to remind you to look at the schedule for the rest of the day, and the beautiful mural on that you're facing. The artist is here. His name is Mr. Robert Hall. At least he was. He's in the back, Mr. Hall, and your wife Juanita. This is Mr. Hall and your other artwork set up in the old bank building. If you'd like to see more of his work, he will have an art exhibit there after the parade for you to go in and visit. We try to set up the old bank building as a visitor center so that we can put some of the historical information. So if you go in, you won't recognize it anymore as a bank building. But we are trying to get there to make it more or less a museum visitor center. We've ordered some things like postcards so that when people come to visit, they can take a piece of Garland back with them. And of course, we also have t-shirts here for the town of Garland. If anyone would like to purchase them, they are $10. And at this time, we recognize the Garland Pentecostal Free Will Baptist Church. His blood has made us one. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
words to resonate as you look at them from time to time. At this time, close remarks. First of all, thank you for your presence. We pray that you will have a good visit while in Garland, and we just continue to ask that the showers stay where they are. Now for parade instructions, those of you who participated in the parade, the lineup might be going on now. It was to start at 9:30. The parade begins at 10:30. It's going to begin from the 7th Street, coming down 701. It should go past the Family Dollar store and remain on Church Street. The Visitor Center, as she has just mentioned, will have Mr. Robert Hall's artwork in there, and the schedule you have on the back. Please let me encourage you to visit the vendors. You might like somebody's chicken, but then go to the next one and eat their fish. How about that? Let's give everybody an opportunity. Then from 12 to 4, we'll have our entertainment. And that will consist of individuals from within the community and around the community that we hope to showcase, especially some of our youth around the area. So at this time, you're welcome to sit and relax, or you may move about and go find your favorite something to eat. Thank you so much. Let's give yourselves a hand.
And with a lot of prayer, the Lord is blessing our day.
We're going to get this in, no doubt about it.
Looks like a good turnout.
I'm smelling all the wonderful food.
Okay, the parade is beginning. We see the escorts approaching.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second annual Community Day for the town of Garland. Please give this parade a round of applause as we get started. First in line is Camp Agape from Clinton, North Carolina. Thanks for coming down this morning. Going by to my left is Camp Agape from Clinton, North Carolina. Reverend James Bryan, better known as Coach Bryan. It's a youth program to assist kids to become the best they can be. The coach will ask, what are you? The kids will answer back, determined. To do what? And the answer is succeed. Camp Agape from Clinton. Right now, we have
The Sampson County Emergency Medical Service. We certainly appreciate all that they do for our community. And inside there is our Grand Marshal. This year's Grand Marshal is Kyle Cashwell. He's a local EMS officer, farmer, and volunteer. Kyle lost his arm and leg in an accident on October the 20th, 2014 in a farming accident. He played football and graduated at East Bladen High School. He's well known and loved in Garland and the surrounding areas. Cashwell is the husband to Christy and father of Larson, Gabe, and Lathan. Kyle's thankful to the Garland community and surrounding communities that donated and supported him during the tragedy.
our junior Grand Marshal, Ms. Ashante Matthews.